Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Hey, ba-da-ba-ba. Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. Yours truly, sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom, boom, here shaking the room. Live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, join me there, way across the pond there, out in the outskirts of Tokyo, Japan, in his high-rise apartment. Dave Coco, what's up, brother?
Nothing much, man. Living a good life over here in Japan. Um, Being taken care of by my company a lot better than WWE. Kids, we're going to tell you a story and read a list. And it's not how I met your mother. It is how WWE superfans and WWE we're family guys can defend this company. At the end of this show, if you still think they're good, there's nothing they can do to make you change your mind. You know what I mean? That's it. For everyone that lost their job, nothing is worse than that. Uncle Tommy, one time, he took care of me, and I remember, I've told this story before. It's going to be in a future Lucky the Orphan. But I one time went to a McDonald's with my Uncle Tommy, and I laughed at someone because they worked at McDonald's. And he slapped me in the face. He's like, you never make fun of a man that, you never make fun of a man that has a job. And I always remembered that. Like, no matter how much I love and hate and rant, I don't want people to lose their job. Now, granted, there's a couple people, dun, 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 I wish success in other fields, but I never wish unemployment on anyone. All right, Booms. I don't know if you got everyone. I mean, this is a challenge, Booms. I'm going to hot tag to you. Good luck, sir.
You know, it was announced yesterday there was like this huge round of cuts, furloughs, releases, 42 people at last count. Now, as of this recording, it could change. 42 people, and we're talking everything from superstars, producers, writers, NXT development have been gotten either released or furloughed. And I'm just going to read down the list here.
Real quick, sir. I noticed a lot of people on Twitter didn't know what furloughed means. Can you just explain that real quick for people that don't understand it? It's not a term that's used every day.
Furloughed, basically, it's kind of like you get laid off. What happens is they send you home. You're not working. Now, technically, you're not fired. Because, I mean, they'll lift the furlough and you can come back, but you're just sitting at home and you're not getting paid. You know what? Let me look at it. Okay, here it is. It's basically a leave of absence. You know, you're unpaid leave of absence. So, like right now, like if you have sick time or vacation time and you take off from work, you still get paid. Because you can, use your vacation time, use your sick time, and that way you're still receiving compensation even though you're not working. A furlough basically means the company's telling you, or whoever you're working for says, okay, you've got to go home. You can't work, and it's not vacation time, it's not sick time. You just don't get paid. And but the reason why it's not like firing is because you're still technically with the company. They can go, okay, the furlough is going to end in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later you come back in, you clock in, and you pick up where you left off. You just don't get paid for the time you were out. I'm trying to make it as just elementary as I can.
And across the world, a lot of teachers and a lot of government positions have been doing this. So this is, I think because of the world event going on, this is going to be a phrase you hear often. A lot of teachers have this. All right, sorry, sir. I just want to make sure because I've seen it on Twitter. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go down the list. At least 20 people on the main roster got the axe here, and this is no particular order. Kurt Angle, Drake Maverick, Kurt Hawkins, Karl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, Mike Chioda, that's the referee, EC3, Aiden English, Leo Rush, Primo and Epico, Mike Bennett, otherwise known as Mike Kanellis, and his wife Maria Kanellis, Zack Ryder, No Way Jose, and Rusev. That's just on like the main roster Raw and SmackDown talent. Others, like producers, coaches, other employees, include Billy Kidman, Mike Rotunda, Dave Finley, Pat Buck, Sean Devari, Scott Armstrong, Sarah Stock, who's a writer, by the way, Shane Helms, Lance Storm, Ace Steele, Serena Deeb, Kendo Cashin, uh, Andrea Listenberg, who is a writer, and Jerry Soto, who is the Spanish. He did the Spanish language announcement. As far as NXT goes, you have Dorian Mack, otherwise known as Dan Matha, Deanna Perrazzo, MJ Jenkins, Josiah Williams, Alexander Jaksic. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Alyssa Miles and John Quasto. Quasto. Again, apologize if I mispronounced any of these names. No disrespect intended. Coco is probably going to be it's like a damn bloodbath. I mean, there have been like a lot of releases, particularly post WrestleMania before. They always do like a little spring cleaning. We always called it like a Future Endeavor Friday. In this case, they did it on Thursday. Coco, so real quick, I just want to get your overall impression about, because the hits just keep on coming. I mean, just the cleaning kind of is not unprecedented. You figure cuts might be coming because of the pandemic. But wow, over 40 names on this list. I mean, in every facet. I mean, just your overall impression when you see this.
There's so much to hit. Oh man, there's so much bad going on right now. It's like, oh, they're essential business. Oh, they're fucking cutting everyone. Oh, and who they cut and when they cut does matter. It's just a horrible, horrible company, and I wish I could word it perfectly. Here's the worst part: is in the press release they're bragging about how much profit they're gonna make. They're gonna make profit. They're gonna make profit. This is like the worst time. This is the time that you should be sticking together, and a lot of companies are gonna be forced to do this. A lot of companies are gonna ask their employees to do this. But when you're bragging about how much money you have, when you're bragging about the profits, when you're bragging about everything that you're doing, just once step up and be a decent human being. Just once. And here's the thing. People are like, oh, look, it's just business, it's just business, it's just business. I always noticed people that don't run businesses are so fucking cruel because of the vision that Vince McMahon has. Could you imagine if Vince McMahon and all the people that love Vince McMahon and dream about being Vince McMahon, really ran businesses? Now, granted, there are some evil bastards out there running businesses, I assure you. But if it was as bad as Vince McMahon and WWE was running, it would be horrible. It's so funny, too, because everyone, it's like, oh, it's just business. Crunch the fucking numbers. Do you run a business? No. But if I did, I would do it just like, you know what I mean? I'm so ruthless. And I don't know, it makes me sad because I know it's just entertainment, but he is an evil fucking bastard at times. Well, but the thing is, he's praised about it. And not only that, but people are like, oh, that's a fucking good thing. That's a good thing. But no, it's so funny. Those same people, when they go to work, will fucking be pissed if their fucking management fucks them just even a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just the fantasy of being a complete fucking douchebag like Vince McMahon. I don't know why that attracts people. It's just like, what? Because the thing is, everyone's like, fuck yeah, it's just business until it happens to them. I don't understand how human beings are that weak. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm fucking getting my bread. Fuck the people that don't get their bread. Those fucking guys. That's just the way it fucking works. And then, they don't get bread. I'm like, this ain't fucking fair. It's just, I don't know. I think we've created a character. I think Vince created a character. He became the character. He's a douchebag, and he's worshipped for being a douchebag. I don't know. If you still, and maybe I'm going off the deep end here. You can reel me in if I am. But if you still support WWE blindly, does that eventually make you the bad person? Because, I mean, what line do they have to cross? And you'd be like, oh, it's just firing, it's just firing, it's just firing. No, it's more than that. A lot of these wrestlers wanted to leave, but you wouldn't let them leave. That's being a bad that's just being an asshole. That is being, and now you let them go. I hope that all these wrestlers find jobs. Not in the same fucking company. I don't want Dixie Carter Jr. to happen in AEW. But spread them out and find them jobs. Even if it's an NWA, MLW, ROH. And here's the thing. A lot of companies are going day to day. A lot of companies are doing what they can. I'm just saying, maybe you should worship better corporations or not corporations at all. That's all I'm saying. Like, at this point, and this ain't even a breaking point, it's the combination of stuff. It's the corruptionness of the essentials. It's, every step of the way, they've made the wrong decision. What do they have to do for you? Because here's the thing. They did this in Europe. They did it in soccer. They did it in NBA. You know what fucking sports fans did? They didn't fucking suck off that logo. They said, no, this is bullshit. There's fucking sports teams all around the world that said, we're not going to pay their fucking employees. We're going to let them go. And the sports fans are like, no, we're not going to do that. But is that what wrestling fans do? No, like, it's just business, crunching the numbers. Blah. There's power in numbers. If a giant corporation such as any sports franchise feels the pressure from the fans and keeps their employees on because it's the right thing to do for business and that. But here's the thing. Maybe WWE people are not fucking human. Are fucking soccer fans better than you? Are basketball fans better than you? Are hockey fans better than you? Football, American or European? Are they better than you? Right now, I hate to fucking be Grandpa Coco. Yes, they are. If you're going, it's just business, you're the worst set of fucking fans in all of sports entertainment. And there's companies like MLW, ROH, AEW, New Japan that are doing it so much on a smaller scale, but they have heart and determination. How can you purchase? Can you imagine being someone, and I will make fun of him a lot. Can you imagine being someone like Seth Rollins and having to defend this? I mean, could you, put yourself in a chosen one's shoes. Seth Rollins, John Cena, it doesn't matter, okay? You're the chosen one, and you've been banging the WWE drum forever. Would it be hard for you to keep banging that drum? I mean, how?
I wouldn't. Well,
how does AJ Styles bang that drum?
I wouldn't be banging that drum quite so damn loud. I mean, when it comes to this, I'm really going to try to stay out of the politics of this because, it's not a coward's way out. It's just I believe that both sides actually do have some points there. I kind of understand WWE because, you need to, there's chances are some of these guys would have been cut anyway had this pandemic not happened, period. Some of the people cut are people who wanted out anyway. Particularly like,
But hold on, can I just throw in something? I know I'm more one-sided than you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't find it a little bit dick that didn't let him go earlier?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm not like you got to let me finish my thoughts here because it's just I'm not trying to like defend WWE and I'm not going to attack WWE. I mean, there's a lot of politics here. I believe both sides have got some brought up some good points, and I think that and just how you feel is how you feel. I know WWE is a publicly traded company, and at the end of the day, they've got shareholders to answer to. But also at the same time, I mean, how dare you do this, in the midst of a pandemic during a lot of uncertainty. But then again, a lot of people have been laid off. I mean, here in the United States alone, I think the last number I heard was roughly 30 million Americans have been laid off. My wife is one of them. And, it's a little bit of uncertainty because we don't know, if and when her job's going to reopen. I think she's going to be allowed to, she will be able to come back, but, right now it's just as far as when, how long, how things are going to be, how long before she's back up to her normal hours. We don't know. It's a lot of uncertainty there. There's talks that this would save WWE $4 million, but Meltzer's saying, no, that's kind of misleading. You've got cash reserves that you could have dipped into. There's, bad timing. Then it's, a lot of the people who were released have been furloughed will be allowed to come back. In fact, Wrestling Inc. got a hold of a memo, or excuse me, a letter that was sent out to employees. Is that what's happening here is this is going to save an estimated monthly saving of $4 million, and with an additional cash flow improvement of $140 million, primarily from deferral in the spending on WWE. Basically, WWE was going to get a new headquarters this year. They're deferring on that one. I don't think they're going to do that now, or at least wait. A lot of these guys could be allowed to come back. The furlough date is supposed to end on July 1st. However, that could change. That means they could come back earlier. They could come back later. It's just really going to depend on what the country's doing. How fast, how soon we get this to, be, how fast we get back up to speed here. Now, the furloughs, even though their last work day was Wednesday, the furloughs don't officially start until Saturday. And also during this time, WWE will be covering health insurance contributions during the furlough period for the employees who are enrolled in their health plan. They're going to retain their seniority with the company. The only thing is they're not going to be getting a paycheck, but because of this, the way they've got things set up, they're going to be eligible for unemployment benefits, coronavirus aid, the CARES Act, and that provides unemployment insurance of about $600 a week. I don't know but there's a ton to unpack on this one. So,
I just got a quick question. Do we know who's furlough and who's fired, or is that kind of still a mystery to the public?
It's still kind of a mystery, but it's believed that a lot of the producers are furloughed. And so that would be Finley, Helms, Kidman, Rotunda, Buck, Davari, Armstrong, Stock, and Storm.
But the what do they call freelance? Not freelance. Independent contractors. They're probably going to be fired, aka the talent.
No. These guys, no. These are strictly behind the scenes, like Fit Finley, Shane Helms, Billy Kidman, Mike Rotunda, Pat Buck, Sean Davari, Storm Armstrong, Sarah Stock, and Lance Storm. A lot of these guys are backstage like producers. So, and chances are, if they're furloughed, like maybe this report indicates, this means assuming like they should be able to return to work on July 1st, or maybe earlier, depending on the state of the country and the state of the economy. Because if they start opening things up in May, like I'm hoping, or like a lot of people are hoping, they could get back on the road, and there'll be a need for producers and stuff right now. So they'd probably be like, they'd be able to come back earlier now. However, there may be some people who don't come back. I just honestly don't know.
It would be hard to come back if you were an independent contractor, which, by the way,
no, these guys are employees. This is different. Like the talent, that technically would be independent contractors.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to transfer to.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were saying these guys were. No, these guys aren't. These are actually WWE employees. I believe they're. I think if you're an employee, I think you're eligible for like their health. Like you can get your insurance through like Renee Young, for example. She works for them. She does like backstage stuff, but she's not like an actual talent, like in terms of in ring. Yeah. So if she was in ring, she'd be considered an independent contractor. Would not be eligible for health care through WWE. Well, she does a lot of commentary and just a lot of backstage work. But so she's an employee, and therefore she is eligible for WWE's insurance. So
got it. All right, I'm gonna throw out one good thing, and then I'm gonna attack a lot of bad things. Mm-hmm. The furlough still getting health insurance. That's that's good. That's not gonna be everywhere. So that's good. The shareholders, you mentioned the shareholders earlier, the same shareholders that they lied to. That's hopefully, I don't know, but yeah. And also, too, Japan they're going to the government to try to, make sure that there's some pay for the pro wrestlers. It's just the richest company did the most desperate thing when it didn't need to happen. And I'm hoping that a lot of these guys that left are not coming back. So, and you see some of these guys, they're wrecked, man. Some of them are just angry. Like EC3 was, like, I'm not gonna make an excuse, no motivational quote. You know what I mean? And then you have people, what is his WWE name? Spud McKenzie. What's the little guy? He was torn apart. Sorry, I don't remember his name. And it just sucks, and it's sad because like I just wish more people stood up for each other. It's just insane. I don't know. It's not even that like evil is evil, but you're disappointed that people still support it. You know what I mean? I think that's where I'm at. It's like, they're evil, right? Yeah, but if I was in that position, I'd be evil too. Like, God damn it, there's no hope.
Right. Well, okay, Coco, I got to get some questions here for you.
Okay.
Out of everybody on here, which one surprised you the most?
I think, I don't know about surprise. Kurt Angle surprised me a lot. Me going, fuck yourself. I has to be AJ Styles' boys, Machine Gun. You know what I mean? Karl Anderson.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't even a surprise. That was, are you fucking for real right now? To me, that was it, because they wanted to leave. You threw them tons of money. They were in one of the main events, and now they're unemployed. Like, I think that was the one that, like, there's, oh, that sucks. But then there's the one that there's so much fucking anger where you're like, go fuck yourself. It's definitely Machine Gun Karl. You know what I mean? I don't know. What about you? Which one surprised you the most?
I was actually going to say Gallows and Anderson, because they had just re-signed and they'd signed some big money contracts. So I'm thinking maybe that. At first, I was thinking, well, maybe that was the reason why. But I was like, well, if it was just, because they signed all these big money contracts, how come they didn't let go some other, big money contract guys? I have no idea why, but. And Machine Gun posted a video on his Twitter. It basically just showed a plane taking off from California and landed in Tokyo.
Dude, I was so pumped
and
up for that.
Had like a little clip of like the ring announcer for New Japan, saying, Machine Gun, So maybe there's a hint right there of what he would do there. Okay, but looking down the list, a lot of these guys don't surprise me too terribly much. The big ones would probably be, Machine Gun, Karl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. I was kind of shocked by Drake Maverick because he was in the interim cruiserweight championship tournament. Now he will be allowed to compete even though technically he's fired. Let's see. Mike Chioda, he's been there. The referee, he's been there for like 30 years. I'm surprised they let him go.
Yeah, that's another fuck you. That's a different type of fuck you.
To some extent, Rowan and Sarah Logan, because I know Sarah Logan popped up on Raw. I think it was like this past week, and then Rowan, they were actually doing something with him, and then they ruined it all because he had a mechanical tarantula. But so those.
What? Like, I don't mean to lighten the mood, but what the fuck did you just say? Tarantula?
Yeah, he had I'm like, here's the thing. I don't watch Raw, period. But they were like teasing like he had this bag and he had something in it, and it was like some kind of animal, something. And they're like, well, and the big reveal was it was like a tarantula, but it was like obviously like a mechanical tarantula. And
oh my god,
it sounds weird to say out loud.
I'm hoping it was better on television than it is in my head. That's what I'm hoping. All right. One thing, definitely go out there and support the guys. Buy T-shirts if you can, because right now everyone's hard. It's hard times for everyone. But if you are not hitting as hard times as others, go out there, Pro Wrestling Tees, whatever, buy their merch. Especially for the independent guys, it's just a hard time for everyone. And, me being uneducated and there being so much misinformation, there is no exact answer of when this is going to end. So that's kind of scary too. Booms, let's try to lighten up the mood a little bit. Let's go down the list and say, where you think they would be the best fit outside of WWE or a return to WWE. And kind of lighten the mood because like I'm like legit starting to get heated. You know what I mean? Because I want to bring this point home. Not that I repeat stuff. I repeat stuff a lot. Are sports fans better than you? As of now, yes, they are. Booms. Let's lighten the mood after that horrible comment. Let's go down the list, and where you would like to see them and return to WWE in a few months is an option.
Yeah, now Kurt Angle, even though he was, I don't know why he's even listed as like a talent, because I think he was primarily a backstage role after like not this past WrestleMania, but the one before that was essentially his last match. So Kurt Angle was just going to ride off into the sunset. He's got his legacy, he's got his money. I think he's fine. So I mean, I don't really see him doing anything. I could see him making appearances at wrestling conventions. Doing motivational speaking tours. I could picture him doing all kinds. I don't really see him landing in another company. I guess maybe if he just really, really wanted to, he could be like an on-air personality. I could just really see Kurt Angle just being happy, and that's what I want from him.
Yeah.
Drake.
Oh, God. No, just with Kurt Angle, I could see him. Obviously want him to see him being happy, just because he's a gold medalist. He did some amazing things, and he hit some rocky times. So, like, at the end of the day, you want to see him be a happy guy. Wrestling or not wrestling, I'd like to see him go to TNA or New Japan, even just to be a special wave to the fucking guys, shake hands. You know what I mean? Kind of like, kind of like with Randy Couture and what Randy Couture does with Bellator sometimes. Like just, I don't know if I want to see him in the ring if he's not 100%. That's obvious. But a presentation, kind of like what Japan does with Inoki. Just like, let's say you have a big TNA matchup or Impact. I apologize. It'll always be TNA to me. And then you're like, oh, we want to put this over. Well, then have Kurt Angle in a suit, just shaking hands. I don't know. It just seems like everyone, including Vince's dad, respected the talent more than the guy we worship. Not me, but you. Not you, but the assholes who worship him. Wouldn't it be nice to see him in a suit at Wrestle Kingdom? Like, just it would be nice. Awesome. Like I'd love to see that. And I don't know how good he is at commentary, but I don't know. It would be. I don't want this to be Kurt Angle's last image, and I don't want him to get injured. So a role that puts him has him in a better send off would be great. All right, go ahead, sir. Next
is Drake Maverick. I could picture him going back to Impact.
Yeah. But that emotional. Here's the thing. Like,
man, that was a great promo.
A, great promo, but B, if he does come back, Vincey's gonna use that. You know what I mean? Like I honestly think he's gonna go back into the WWE because of the tears. And the reason I think that is when he wins a Cruiserweight title, when he wins the NXT title, whatever the situation is, more likely the Cruiserweight title at this point, what a fucking story. You start off there. Like, that could be a WrestleMania match if it's written well enough. I see him going back to WWE.
All right, let's see here. Next is Kurt Hawkins. He's got his own wrestling school, so I could picture him just doing that and making sporadic appearances on the circuit.
Yeah.
Like independent circuit, that is.
I could definitely see that. I think if he went anywhere, he would. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling if he went anywhere outside of the Indies, he would just be a former WWE guy. How you go watch TNA back in Dixie Carter's day. He didn't people didn't have a gimmick. You're just like, oh, you're a former WWE guy. I don't know. I think he would be the biggest challenge. But it's cool that he started his own school. It's cool that he's thought ahead, so it'll be very interesting. All right.
All right, next I'm going to lump them together because I guarantee this is a package deal. Anderson and Gallows. Sky's the limit for these guys. These guys can pretty much go anywhere they want, make any kind of money they want, do anything they want, do anything they want to do. We've already seen mention Anderson. It's kind of teased maybe going back to New Japan. I could see AEW wanting to scoop these two up. You know what? You know what, Coco? I'm going to play fantasy booker.
Okay, go for it. Put on your fantasy booking cap there.
Okay. Since these guys are so big, I could actually picture them signing contracts where if they wrestle in Japan, it has to be for New Japan, but if they wrestle in the United States, it has to be for AEW, kind of like what Moxley and Jericho have. I could picture them signing those kind of deals. I think it might hurt them a little bit, but I think ultimately they would make more money because they get paid by two companies instead of one,
Mm-hmm.
have a little bit more control. I could see them just going in and dominating AEW's tag division because the tag division is really something they love to showcase at AEW. So I could picture them going in there and just beating the hell out of people. I can see AEW rewriting storylines to work them in, make them the champions. But as far as New Japan goes, I could picture them making like their return. They go out there, with the Bullet Club, and and it's like, oh wow, it's the original, one of the original guys in the Bullet Club, Luke, and there's Luke Gallows too. I mean, you guys were, just amazing IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. And then what I would do, again, this is fantasy booking, I would have Jay White basically go, oh, welcome back, guys. But I do appreciate you guys, founding Bullet Club and carrying it to new heights. But as you can tell, things have changed. I'm, basically having one. I'm calling the shots. Now you're going to do what I say, and you guys can have fun here, but just remember who's in charge. And I could see Anderson and Gallows getting pissed off at that, and just saying, well, this isn't the Bullet Club. This isn't what we founded. We didn't start it, so little pricks like you could, use it as a crutch to hold up your career, and then just boom, you have them feud with Bullet Club. It's kind of like just like ideology, basically an ideological feud over what Bullet Club should be and what it's become. And then they would actually, I think that would, breathe a lot of much needed life in the tag division. So that's what I would do with Gallows and Anderson.
That is amazing, and I agree. The only thing I want to add is they'll probably most likely sign a Moxley deal, a Jericho deal, where you can work in AEW in America, you can work in New Japan in Japan, but you can't swap. You know what I mean? And I think bringing these guys back will bring life into the Bullet Club if New Japan and when New Japan starts up again. Because
how much you want to bet, like, as soon as the news got out that Gallows and Anderson were released, like New Japan, like Sugabayashi or Harold May or Ghetto just got, like, literally, it's like, oh man, we've been released, and it pops up like I'm just gonna make this up. It popped up at 11 o'clock in the morning. At 11:01, the phone rings. Hey guys, what you up to?
yeah, exactly. And a big question that people are talking about online, which we don't not have the answer for because we don't know each individual contracts, is if the 90-day no compete is there. But at this time, I don't think it really matters. You know what I mean? Like in 90 days, the world could be totally different, and a lot of stuff is pre-recorded or not going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it would bring life into the Bullet Club because before Kenta, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but T-shirt sales will be on my side. Bullet Club was stuck. You know what I mean? You pulled off the elite leaves. So I think bringing back an original member right now would help. With or without Boom Boom storyline, but obviously that storyline is money.
Next, Heath Slater. I've seen people joking about this, and not like in malicious terms, but it's like it's time for him to fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah.
Because just like Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, they left. They went on the independent scene. They got fucking ripped, and then they made names for themselves, and they came back and became WWE champions. So it's like it's just time for Heath Slater to fulfill the prophecy. It's time for Heath Slater to go hit the gym, go get ripped, go start getting booked everywhere he can on the independent scenes and make a name for himself, then come back and win the WWE championship. So you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to pull for him. I hope it happens. I hope he fulfills the 3MB prophecy.
It would be amazing. One thing is though, it's really hard when you get fired or if you're an emotional fucking roller coaster like myself to be professional at all times. I thought Heath's goodbye message was pretty fucking sweet and right on. You know what I mean?
Good class. Yeah, he was classy.
It wasn't too over the top. It wasn't too angry. It was like like if we're grading the Twitter responses, I'm gonna either he's number one with a very close 1A Rusev. I don't know. Crying is great for a storyline later, but I guess you're showing real emotion. Knock on wood. We don't know, but yeah. But the old Rusev's out, whatever his tweet was, that's top notch. But Heath Slater, he hit a home run with his. It felt genuine, and it was, it wasn't angry. It wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the 3MB thing, and I love how in it he's like, I have to get in better shape. I thought that was kind of like a wink at the other two because they came back as giants. So, but yeah, man, sucks about Heath Slater. I remember him in FCW. He was just fucking such a happy kid back then. Man, I hope nothing but the best for him. All right, Booms.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, I was just saying that was. I mean, yeah, he had a classy response. I encourage everybody to go look it up. Next is Eric Young. I can definitely picture him going straight back to Impact, picking up right where he left off.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to go. I would even say, like, you might as well throw in EC3 and fucking Rockstar Spud. Could those three come back and just, like, have, like, a fucking serious Happy Gilmore gimmick? Who's like, don't fucking leave. You know what I mean? Like, hey, guys, if they're not going to do it, don't do it. Those three come back, and it's just, yeah. I don't know. You could do some great promos, and all three of them could work together, So, yeah, I think all three of those guys have to go to TNA. I think Rockstar Spud, I'm sorry I call him different names. I don't really watch the Fed that much. But him going back, I could see that leading to a WrestleMania moment. Obviously not main event because of his, size and how Vince sees wrestlers like him. But him crying and then building his way up back to be at WrestleMania for a Cruiserweight Championship. If they don't fuck it up, that could be a good storyline. But yeah, yeah, I like there was a tweet, and I apologize. Damn it, who is their manager in TNA?
For Eric.
Yeah.
For Eric,
Team Canada guy.
Oh, Scott D'Amore.
Scott D'Amore. He's like, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, you're an idiot if you fire Eric Young, and then and he had a picture of "Don't fire Eric" on it. Yeah, it sucks that he's gone, and I'm just going to throw in EC3. Sorry to go out of order. Just how fucking bad. Just how could you be so hot and be ruined by stuff out of your fucking control? You know what I mean? Like the Hardy thing. That was out of his control. WWE, yeah. I don't know. There's sad stories where you're like, he did everything right and the world fucking didn't work out. But I liked his because he was just angry. He was fucking doing push-ups and shit. He's like, I'm fucking ready. Your thoughts on EC3? Sorry, I just lumped the TNA guys together for a second.
EC3, I think the smart move would be for him to go to Impact. But I could actually picture maybe AEW giving him a look. I'm not saying they would hire him, but I think they would give him a shot.
See,
I don't know, because he's got a great physique, talented guy, and plus, he could probably, I could see him going in there and maybe trying to feud with Moxley, just say, hey, let's pick up where we left off. You killed my career. Kayfabe wise, because remember when Moxley announced that he was leaving WWE, WWE put him against EC3 in house shows, and they were going to have EC3 go over because they were trying to get him over, build him up. But since everybody had found out that Moxley was leaving, they booed the hell out of EC3, which pretty much just doomed him to, I think they took him. They did nothing with him after that. They blamed EC3 for it. So I think storyline wise, you could go, what, you destroyed my career. You cost me my job, and now I'm going to come over here, and it's payback time.
As long as he doesn't win the AEW title before Kenny Omega, I'm 100% on that. But none of that, but, like, can you imagine EC3 with back in a day with Paul Heyman ran? He would just be like, yo, here's a mic. You got 10 minutes. Say whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? I could see him repeating being, like, early Stone Cold. Like, here's a fucking mic. Say whatever you want, the AEW's owners, they were big ECW fans. I don't know if they go, and I know a lot of people are sensitive, especially younger fans, But if he goes to AEW, I want to see all Stone Cold, you know. But here's the thing. Brody Lee is doing something, and you sons of bitches are sensitive. Wow, you're sensitive. I see people on Twitter all the time. It's not right. He always makes fun of McMahon. Yeah, well, McMahon's such a great guy, ain't he? EC3 would have, you know what I mean? It would be amazing. Paul Heyman guy, not Paul Heyman guy, but Paul Heyman, please go to AEW and just run shit. You know what I mean? It would be an exciting time, but I don't know if today's society could handle it. And I don't mean to sound like an old man, but when you go on Twitter and see that Brody Lee went too far, you're kind of like, okay, well, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. All right, Booms. Who else is on the list, sir? Unless you have something to add about EC3.
Oh no, Rowan. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say AEW because I don't want AEW to go through like the whole Dixie Carter TNA model where you scoop up every ex-WWE guy and hope to do something with it, because there's only so many times you can tell the whole, yeah, I work for the big company in Connecticut. They never gave me a chance to shine, so now I'm going to come over here to XYZ company and I'm going to show you what I'm really made of. I mean, you can only do that story so many times and with so many people and still have credibility, or basically have people believe it. So I don't know what I would do with Rowan. I mean, there's maybe the storyline with Brody Lee, or or maybe he could do Japan, maybe he could do MLW, maybe he could do Impact. I think he could do pretty much anything he wants to, because I think he's got enough name recognition and he's got the size to where he could actually be the centerpiece of like a smaller company.
I think,
just provided he gets a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I agree 100% what you're saying, but for me, the feeling I have right now, and maybe I'm wrong, he's either going to be a star somewhere else or just fade into it. I don't think he's going to have an average career, you know? I think his days of being completely average big guy are over. I think he has to either recreate himself and become a star, or he's just going to fade out, you know? That's my view on it.
You know what? That's actually a good idea. I would, what would, as far as cosmetic changes, I'm not shave his beard, but trim his beard down a little bit, and then get him out of like that onesie the Dickies coveralls, and I would just put him in actual tights.
And I agree, but here's the thing that I just fucking thought of. I was scribbling down. No, it'd be really good? Noah.
What's that?
He'd be good in Noah. Because you don't have to talk much. You can fucking use a stiff stunt. You know what I mean? Big guys that could be stiff do really good in Noah. I don't know if he has any connections to Noah. I mean, the world is getting smaller and smaller, so obviously he probably has connections. I think he fits best in Noah. Repackage him like Boom Boom said, but put him in Noah. And then you rebuild him in Noah, and he'll be great. And I'm not saying Noah is a small company by any feat. I just think, if I was like Mel Kiper of this draft of Fireys, I'd be like, oh, good fit, Noah. Obviously, I don't think he could be the same character, and I don't think that would help his career. So, my predict, sleeper pick, Noah.
Okay. That's actually not a bad one here. Sarah Logan, on the other hand, I believe she said she trained in Japan, so she might have some inroads there, so she might be able to do something like, Stardom. Or if she wanted to stay here in the U.S., I think the Women of Honor, Ring of Honor's women's division might be interested in scooping her up. Impact maybe. I'm not so sure about AEW or MLW, but I think that there's a place for her somewhere. I don't know where it is yet, but I think there's definitely a place for Sarah Logan.
I'm gonna be completely transparent here. I have no idea who the fuck she is. Can she wrestle?
I mean, she's okay. I mean, it's not like Io Shirai, but she's competent in the ring.
Got it. All right, because I was gonna say maybe she could save the AEW women's division, but that does not sound like a type of woman that will save an AEW women's division. All right, next, sir.
Next, Mike Chioda, the referee. I just don't know, because here's the thing: you don't get excited. I mean, you should never be excited. Like a referee, outshadow like the talent. There are some exceptions. I don't know. I wouldn't say that like Tiger Hattori or Red Shoes outshine the talent.
No.
But when they got in there and refereed, you knew it was kind of a big deal. Same thing to an extent with like maybe like Aubrey Edwards. I mean, she's kind of popular, but she doesn't outshine the talent. So I don't know what you do with Mike Chioda other than maybe he takes over like the senior referee position at a different company. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, no disrespect intended here, but I mean it's kind of like maybe like what they happened with Earl Hebner. Earl
Man,
Hebner got
TNA, that
uh,
was horrible.
yeah, but I just wouldn't have any storylines built around this guy. I
Nah,
would just
yeah. Just a
you
referee, senior referee. I know that, but like someone should pick him up, man. That's horrible. Yeah. I think he can return back to WWE. If not, he'll just be a referee in another competing company. I mean, I guess it's like I hope you were nice to Cody. Like, you know what I mean? I hope you and Cody have a good relationship. Um, that sucks, man. I don't know. I just feel like if it wasn't a copyright issue at this moment right now, I'd play the Hard Times promo by Dusty Rhodes.
know.
I mean, literally, you can do the Hard Times promo every day these days with all this news. All right, Booms. Anyone else?
Aiden English, I can actually picture him doing NWA.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a perfect fit. Give yourself a
And I
Barry
think,
Horowitz.
yeah, I just see him and I just picture him. I don't know necessarily winning, but I can picture him taking on the NWA's World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
I just think that would work.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna add anything to that because I just think that's the perfect answer. All right, next sir.
Uh, Leo Rush, I could picture him maybe doing AEW, but you know what? Since I watched like one of their free shows a couple of weeks
Oh
ago,
yeah, I know where
I
you're
could
going.
I I could picture Leo Rush doing Dragon Gate.
Fuck yeah. I love me some Dragon Gate. I gotta get back into Dragon Gate. I was like the biggest
Yeah.
Dragon Gate mark in the world back in the day.
I mean, for one, I think he's going to tear it up on the independent scene because I still think he's got inroads with that. But if we're talking like a major, major company for like a big job, I could definitely picture Dragon Gate be a perfect fit for him.
Yeah, I agree. Um, every time you say independence and I think of the world situation, it just makes me sad. Please,
Hmm.
guys, support your local independent wrestling when it comes back because if it comes back, they're gonna need all the help you can get.
Hmm.
But yeah, think, man, I've said this in combat sports. Think of how many great pro wrestlers, great fighters, great boxers, especially one-on-one sports or sports entertainment. How many great fighters we're gonna lose? How many great athletes we're gonna lose? A lot of boxers and up and coming are paycheck to paycheck. They might just be like, oh, there's nothing left. You know what I mean? We could
Hmm.
we could be missing a lot of great athletes because of what's in the air, and that's kind of sad. Um, all right, next booms.
The next one's going to be package deal, and I already know. I don't think there's any discussion here. Epico and Primo going back to Puerto Rico, guaranteed. Book it.
Yeah,
Gonna
I
happen.
mean,
It's my stone cold block of the century of the week.
yeah, I honestly think they're probably have already been wrestling there. I am 142% sure they've already been wrestling there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would like to see, because I want to see everyone that isn't Vince combine. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, we have evil Godzilla, Vince McMahon. Let's get all of our monsters together and combine. I would love to see them be the face of Puerto Rico, but make appearances in AEW. Remember old school NWA and WCW? It was such a great time. It was like, oh man, this is the guy representing Puerto Rico. I would love that, like what the Lucha Brothers are doing. Even if it's on a smaller scale, that'd be nice. You know?
Hmm.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Next is Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis. I guarantee you that's a package deal. You know what I can picture them doing here is I could picture them going to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I believe right now they've got a storyline, and I could be because I've not watched it in just months. But Matt Taven, I believe he's feuding with his former stablemates in the Kingdom. I know at least one, and he's got like that guy. I think it was Vinny, like started his own faction or whatever. He put Taven on the shelf with a broken ankle for a few months. I could actually picture Mike Bennett coming back to help because they were in the Kingdom together along with Adam Cole in Ring of Honor a few years ago. So I could picture there do a storyline where Mike Bennett comes back to help his old partner.
Sorry, sir. There was a little technical difficulty there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking ROH. I'm thinking, what's his name? Marty Scurll. I'm thinking like him. Like appearance in NWA, ROH, New Japan. I think that's what it goes. And I think you have an opinion. You're like, I don't know if I should say this, but I think in ROH and NWA, he'll be the valuable one. But in Japan, she'll be the valuable one. So if they stick together, they can get 3 decent company paydays.
Well, they're married, so it's kind of a package deal.
Yeah. So.
All right, next, Zack Ryder. I didn't know where he was going to wind up, but then I saw that message on social media from Cody. So I'm lead to believe that Cody's going to be getting Tony Khan's ear and be like, let's get him, let's sign him.
He definitely should go, because here's the thing: John Cena, WWE defenders, people that fucking believe in the brass ring.
Mm-hmm.
Zack Ryder, go fuck yourself. You have no debate. The debate is over. You want to have a debate class? Here you go. Oh, really? There's a brass ring and anyone can make it. Zack Ryder. All you have to do is get over Zack Ryder. Good day, sir. The debate is over.
I said good day, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see him go into AEW just because, I mean, none of that, but like, how awesome is there going to be the social media? You have the Young Bucks, you have Sammy, you have him. It'll just be a social media madness. Now, if you've seen our review of AEW, the TV show has to promote their social media more. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's the perfect fit, and it's almost 100% guaranteed. Because in New Japan, I don't think it will work. I don't know. I think the only place it works is AEW. So, all right, man, Booms.
Wow, we're getting winded here. We're talking about all these releases, and we're like, good God, are we done yet?
I know, Dave. How can you fire this many people? Me and Boom Boom can't even break this many people down. Like, do you think Vince McMahon works out, but do you think he even blew up? He's like, all right, we're gonna fire him. Hold on, I need a breather. Whew. Can we run a commercial? Like,
yeah, I don't even know I don't even know what thought went into this process here. But next, No Way Jose. I think he would do well on the independent circuit because he would have like the big baby face like involvement. Because for one, you can promote it for like for this show, one show only here, whatever his name's going to be, formerly known as No Way Jose, and then if I'm him, I'm going to get fans to join the conga line. I think that would just you get crowd involvement there, and just imagine like. You get like you get little kids and everything to kind of younger fans, girls and everything to kind of do like the little conga line around the ring. I mean, it would just I think that would get everybody fired up, and I think that would make them money right there, just doing a conga line around the ring with fans.
I agree with the indie, but I'm also thinking ROH and NWA. I think that will spark it and get some eyeballs on it. I think that's the nice fit, but independence, yeah. And
it's kind of
like
what they did with Adam Rose.
Yeah, and here's the worst part about it all. It's just there is no independence. Like every time you mention independence, I just get fucking sad. Wow. All right, Booms. Next.
Next, Rusev.
Anywhere where he the fuck wants to go. Let's be
anywhere he
honest.
wants to go. I think he'll probably be one of the guys they bid after, aside from Gallows and Anderson, will be one of the guys that's heavily bidded after because, I mean, the guy can go. He's got name recognitions. He's got a grievance. He's got fan sympathy because there are people, his career died after he lost to Cena at WrestleMania. His career died right there. Yeah, his career just fucking died.
All you have to do is grab the brass ring.
And then the last storyline they did with him in WWE, he got cucked by his own fucking wife. And I'm like, oh my God, if this doesn't build sympathy for him, I don't know what the fuck will.
The best part is, remember they were defending that storyline? Like, doing it. Oh, man. Yeah, I think he can go anywhere he wants. He's got the size. He's got, I think he's the total package. He's not the best package, but he's the total package. I'm not talking Lex Luger. I mean, he wrestles good enough to blend in at every company. You know, he won't steal the show from a Kenny Omega or Okada, but he can definitely hold his own. He's big, so he fits in the big man, and he's entertaining. I honestly think he's in the best spot and will blend in with any company. That's just me. The only thing is, like, the only thing that can derail this guy is just a horrible gimmick, you know. But besides that, no, man.
Or do a bad storyline where you get cut by your own wife.
I mean, he's already survived that. I mean, there's no worse storyline than that, maybe. I don't know. The Iron Spider thing seems ridiculous. Oh, man. Oh, God. Please support New Japan, AEW, and anyone else but the Evil Empire. Oh, wow. Wow. Is there more?
There's only one more that I'm going to cover. There were some NXT releases, and I think the only big name out of that one was Deonna Purrazzo. And I initially thought, okay, well, she's going to do maybe like NWA's women's division.
Yeah.
But I remembered unless anything has changed, I don't know. I don't keep up with people's personal lives, but I believe she was dating Marty Scurll at one point, and Marty Scurll's like starting to book now at Ring of Honor, so I can picture her having a job there and jumping on the
Booms.
Women of Honor.
We've been New Japan AEW guys for a while. We've been starting the AEW reviews. Do you guys want to dabble in NWA, ROH, MLW? Like, just check it out, you know? Like, I kind of want to get back into pro wrestling. I just despise WWE, and I really fell in love with AEW, even though it hasn't been perfect. And I love New Japan. You know, the couple months right after Wrestle Kingdom, you know, not this year, but last year was god-awful. Some people live in denial. But after they rebounded from that god-awful post-Wrestle Kingdom, they were really hitting home runs. Like, I feel like Japan, the Japanese fan base, or the people that live in Japan, because God forbid you say fucking, if you say it. Anyway, people that live in Japan like one style of wrestling, and people that lived in North America liked another style, and they were having a hard time blending that. But I feel after that Wrestle Kingdom disastrous couple months last year,
the G1 Super Show.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm trying not to say Jay White's IWGP title run. That's what I'm trying to say, Booms. I'm trying to avoid the topic.
You got to be more positive.
Yeah, exactly. Outside of that horrible situation, I feel like they were hitting home runs where the North American fans that checked them out liked it, and the people that in Japan liked it, and they were on fire. So it really hurts me that stops this. But I'm just saying we should probably check out more stuff, considering how negative we are towards the E. I watched Mania, and I think I'm done. That was my retirement Mania because it was from Tampa, and it was even from Tampa. So much has changed. Yeah. And I feel like right at this point, maybe we should end it because A, I'm getting sad and cranky, but B, I feel like we're a bad infomercial. And there's more. Because someone tells me we're doing this again tomorrow night on Booms. And there's more. Shane McMahon has been let go. Do you want to say anything else, Booms, before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, that's pretty much everybody. There were some like lower level guys in NXT. The only one I'd really heard of out of that other group was Dan Matha, and I know he had been there for a while. I know he had been, I think he'd been touring on the house show circuit, but don't quote me on that one. So, but as far as everybody else goes, I don't know because I don't know about their body of work. At least not that well. And but yeah, I'm hoping, but I sincerely hope everybody finds a way to bounce back, and as soon as we weather the storm.
Yep. Be safe. Wash your hands. Keep your humanity, and look yourself in the mirror. Look yourself deep in your fucking eyes. Look deep into fucking whatever your conscience or soul is, and say, "Am I fucking more evil than WWE?" And if the answer is yes. You got some fucking self-healing to do, buddy. You got some self-healing to do. I know I'm a bit over the top for some people, but it's just my personality. And this is the moment where If we don't step up, we're cowards. If
Mm-hmm.
WWE wrestlers don't step up and say something, they're cowards. There's a moment where, and I'm not one to step up and say shit at work. I'm just one of those guys. But when it's time and something is wrong, you step up and say something. Sports fans stepped up and said something, and they did the right thing. Now, if we're cowards, we're cowards. But let's stop banging our fucking chest acting like we're the good guys. Accept that we're cowards. Because if you let this fucking slide, we're cowards. If you're Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Nakamura, Asuka, Samoa Joe, I don't know, Triple H, you let this slide, you're cowards.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now, as a human race, as wrestling fans, because that's not fair. Soccer fans ain't cowards. They made it happen. I don't know. You know what? The saddest part is there's people defending this. And that, to me, is just like, all right, fine. There's nothing they can do, you know? I don't know. I don't want to end on a negative spot, so let's go to straight to plugs. On a lighter note, I stream sports on twitch.tv, KocoSports. By the way, Boom Boom taught me that. I was like, how do you transition to something so dark and sinister to something light? Boom Boom taught me that. On a lighter note, Booms, do I get a news Barry Horowitz there?
I'm actually surprised you listened to me for once.
On a lighter note, Lucky the Orphan is up for pre-order on Amazon. On a lighter note, we will keep trying to make content, keep moving forward, try to, entertain you. And escapism is important, folks. Booms, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap it up, buddy?
No, just everybody take care of yourselves. Just be positive out there, man. Just we're gonna all get through this together. Hopefully, we're all gonna bounce back better than ever. Just do little things to help out, like the little guy. I know some people can't buy gift cards and other things, but one thing that doesn't cost anything that would really help out like businesses and stuff is go on Yelp and leave a positive review. Just do something like that. That doesn't cost anything. It's in the long run, it's going to help them out. So do the best you can.
Love you all. With that, I am.